us a ride.
She said she'd be here. Funny, she's never been late before.
You wasted your time then, didn't you?
I did not. I did it because...
I got a fresh ass.
All right, everybody. I will honestly say that this will be the wildest episode of Happy Hour that I think I've ever broadcasted. In a matter of 48 hours, literally speaking, 48 hours since my last live stream on Tuesday, Earl Grey Tuesday, the second best show next to the Midnight Run. In 48 hours, all hell is broken loose. And I'm not talking about Mike Isratelli, whose head is shaped like Flat Top from Dick Tracy. I am talking about mints upon mint. I mean, literally speaking. And this is an hour show. It's going to be hard to crack open this here. I mean, this will be the wildest episode. I will tell you this right now. I hope you got your petroleum jelly out or your lube and some tissues and stuff like that. This is going to be some material you can jerk off to, goddammit. Now, first and foremost, before we play our feature presentation, you know, I got to wet your willy first. Now, yesterday, or at some point in time, and I'm going to record this here. So, here's the thing, folks. Wes Watson has proclaimed himself as not being a racist, always hanging around with, you know, ethnic minorities and stuff like that. And, you know, of course, you know he kicked off that Potbelly Pig Dubs off his channel for saying racist stuff. But you know what? Recent events has led us to believe that, well, I'll just let the video play itself, folks. Now, here we have Wes Watson. Apparently, he likes this restaurant a whole bunch, because he's always there with the twink boy, Jack Doherty. So, I'm just going to let the video speak for itself.
And get that fucking porch monkey out of here. Give a fuck. What? What, bitch? Say whatever the fuck I want to say. Get that toad out of here. No, everybody's trying to fight. Give a fuck. What do you want to do about it? Holy shit. Why shit doesn't work when everyone acts like
Maybe we go to a different location or what?
Probably, yeah. Fucking right.
No. It's just so hot now. This is like, I'm anxious.
I mean, but that was weird. They're stupid.
Why is he still trying?
Leave everybody the fuck alone. That's a hammer on that motherfucker in 2 seconds.
It's the Island Boy.
So, I don't know what to actually say about this here, folks. I mean, I saw the Island Boy, but here's the thing. Wes Watson hurls out that PM word, which was not used in the funny, comical term that I generally use it, or Jay Masters has used it, or Big Lenny has used it. Wes Watson used the PM word for racial reasons, you know. Not very nice. And then he has his goons go and beat on him there. And all in the middle of that is one of those, you know, tattooed up island boys. So what I gotta say to Wes Watson is, nigga, how you lost your goddamn mind? You have a court case coming up. You know, you're looking at years in prison, and you're up here doing this type of stuff. What is wrong with you? And why are you gonna have your boys jump one person? Do you need like 3 people on one person? Seriously. Just ridiculous. You need Jesus. But you know what? Judgment Day is coming for you, Wes Watson. Judgment Day is coming for you. I will tell you this right now, folks. Well, Raw, I thought it was comical, and that's all that matters, you know. And a lot of times Jay used it towards me for comical reasons. So sometimes racism is funny. In this case, it wasn't funny. Remember my rule, folks. If it bends, it's funny. If it breaks, it ain't funny. He called him a PM and then had his boys jump on him. Now, I'm not sure whether he gave the order or not, but those are his boys, you know, period. Now, we're going to, before we begin the feature presentation, because John Bravo, man, he got on this like a freaking kangaroo. You know what I mean? He jumped on this altercation like a kangaroo. Done made of it. That's the quickest video I've ever seen him made. And this just happened last night, folks. Just happened last night. John Bravo, he jumped on that like a hound dog on a bone with meat on it. But we got to give you a latest update. Before we get to John Bravo, let's talk about Frank Tufano. Let's see how his surgery went. Now, he's recently had his 7th surgery in Japan. And, well, folks, again, I'll let the video speak for itself. Oh, by the way, folks, I forgot to light up. So, of course, I got this. Remnants of my coffee, or what's left of it, just a little drizzle. And, of course, I got my Tesla cup filled with water given to me by my good friend Pugman. Y'all be sure to thank Pugman. And be sure, if you wish to make a donation, you can. Just smash the like button there. But it looks like Frank Tufano is going to be suing some new people.
Pretty upset 3 days post-op, but I'll try to make it till Saturday before having a conniption. I want to see what this doctor says. Like, this eye still clearly cross-eyed. It's not looking too good. You know, maybe he did move my eyes forward a little bit. Maybe they do look a little bit different, but they're definitely not fixed, and I'm pretty unhappy right now. Yeah, it was definitely some post-op swelling that was making things.
Actually, it looks a lot worse than what it was before.
Things look better, and that's what I was really worried about. I mean, he was willing to do, you know, multiple procedures on another girl that had a similar case like mine, and she did require a few procedures, so hopefully it's not any different for me, but all we can do is wait another day or two and see what he says at the follow-up consultation, because this is kind of the last resort to fix my eyes. You know, maybe they're a little more forward, but I don't know. Pretty upset.
Well, I mean, to Jay Masters' credit, I'm the one that started that whole situation. I could play the original video if you guys want me to, but I'm the one that actually started the whole thing up there. But in any event, Jay Masters' racism is funny. Wes Watson's racism isn't funny. You know, you have to judge you have to judge it in a comical sense, you know. When Jay was up there saying I was shucking meat from my bone with my teeth and everything, which I will be getting braces, so That way they could take some pliers and just yank those teeth back straight and everything like that, because they are actually coming apart now. So they're just freaking all over the place. I won't be able to eat popcorn for a while or anything. I'm just effed up here. But you know, it's good to go back in time there. It really is. Where did it all begin? Yes, indeed. Where did it all begin? I know. It was one of my... This is a very old video. I need to focus, folks. We'll play the John Bravo video in just a minute. I just want to let you know how the whole thing started. And this was like probably my 20th video I had made. I hadn't made that many videos at the time. No, I'm just saying. Oh boy. There it is, right here. 7 years ago, we had this.
On everybody, Vince Goodrum here. It is Thursday afternoon.
Now, folks, it is a little bit dusty, but like I said, this is from 7 years ago. Surprisingly enough, this is from 720p.
And I am just about to head out, but recently someone just sent me a notification that apparently the Del Rey Misfits on their last podcast show decided they wanted to go and trash the great one, me, Mr. Vince Goodrum. And, you know, even though these plebs are not worthy of addressing a Nobel like myself, I will give you the opportunity to hear the words that are coming out of my mouth in terms of the response that I will be making to the Del Rey Misfits. So let's start out with the biggest joke of them all, that being Jay Masters. Listen here, Porky Pig. I am no African American. I am not from Liberia. I am not from Morocco. I am not from Mozambique. I am not from Zimbabwe. I don't run around in a damn desert there throwing spears at zebras wearing a loincloth there. I am from North Carolina. You will address me as either Vince Goodrum or an American. There is no such thing as an African American. I have never been to Africa, and I don't intend to visit Africa. Unless someone actually pays me to go to Africa, I will then go to Africa. Until then, even if I do decide to go to Africa, you will never address me as an African American. I am an American. I was born in North Carolina, in the United States of America. You understand, you nerve-wracking son of a bitch? I mean, don't try to be politically correct, because even saying the word African American is not politically correct. Number two, the reason why I did go after you is because you made fun of a mentally disabled person, Jason Genova. You kept calling him a retard over and over again. That is disgusting. That is disrespectful there. So obviously people are going to have a problem with it there. In addition,
Man, I certainly was fat back then, that's for sure. That was when I was working at Verizon and just partying and everything and having to eat out with people. Fast food.
Also call black people porch monkeys. So if you call black people porch monkeys, what's going to happen? Hey, a black person like me is actually going to respond to an idiot such as you. So just shut up about that there, okay? I mean, it's not like you're going to do something there. You can talk tough all you want there, but like I said before, you know, one day you're going to talk tough to the wrong person, and they're going to either whip out a razor blade or they're going to just shoot you right on the middle of the street, and you'll be laying dead in that stupid 18-wheeler. Just think about it there. Treat people the way they wish to be treated. Don't call anyone that's mentally disabled a retard or make fun of them there, you know. That is completely disgusting. And don't call black people porch monkeys here, and you won't have any problems. They haven't done anything to you, as far as I'm concerned. you're just a big fat racist piece of shit there. And I don't like you, period. Secondly, let's go with Big Lenny. Now, Big Lenny, I don't really have too many problems with you. If you look at my couple of my last videos, I wished you a speedy recovery, lass. But, you know, my job is to commentate on the idiotness of this bodybuilding community. And you, my friend, you decided to go out there and publish a video on Pornhub. You decided to spread it around to all channels, including my personal channel, my fan base, in regards to you screwing that quarter mare of a tranny. Now, as far as people getting on me there, guess what? The reason why I got on her is because she is a prostitute. Prostitution is illegal in the United States, but even worse, it demeans and degrades the LGBT community there. So,
I was really, I don't know what I was thinking.
Quite frankly, I don't owe her no favors whatsoever. And then you come up with this excuse saying that you were doing it for urine therapy, for drinking her piss. I'm sorry, I don't recall you publishing it to WebMD. You know, I go to that website all the time if I have a bunion or a toe jam or something like that there. But you didn't publish this in WebMD. You published it on Pornhub. So cut the cookie cutter stuff out there. You know, you didn't do that for urine therapy. You did it for sexual gratification, and you put the video out just to get some attention, and very unwelcome attention. You are nasty. Ew, 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 ew. And in any event, what is this deal about cookie cutters? I mean, with your belly sticking out, it looks like you've been huffing cookies like Tic Tacs, for crying out loud. So I think you really should lay off the cookies here. So it's a good point that you brought up the word cookie cutter, because you do need to cut out some cookies amongst other things. Same with Jay Masters. Both of you two need to go on a freaking diet, for crying out loud. Now, Nate, I don't know what kind of videos you've been posting.
We'll just leave it there. Boy, I was fat back then, but we all good now, and man, I really miss Big Lenny. But that was the early days. That remember, folks, that's a very long time ago. It was a different time. It was a different era. Nah, I mean, in any event, folks, now that we've played Frank Tufano's cross-eyed video, I'm gonna light my cigarette up. You know, honestly, I feel like a cigar for what I'm about to watch. I've not seen the Wes Watson video yet. I've not seen what Bravo. You know, Bravo always comes out with some good stuff. So I'm gonna light up. I don't know whether I should, you know, honestly, I don't know whether I should jerk off or whether I should light up a cigarette. What do you think, folks? Should I jerk my cock off while I'm watching John Bravo's video, or should I smoke? I think I must smoke here. Okay. I don't feel like going out to get my lighter neither. That thing went the wrong way.
How does Frank get away with ignoring court orders?
None with a $2 donation. It's not really hard to get away with ignoring court orders. You have to remember, these are civil court orders. So there's not any, per se, legal ramifications or criminal ramifications. You know, they could just simply find it automatically in favor of the person there, summary judgment, or just throw it out completely. By the way, that was also the time where I was just constantly drunk as fuck. I will tell you that right now. I was drunk when I made that video. You know, I was up there breathing so hard you could see the fog coming up on my glasses. But yeah. Alright, folks. The moment of truth. I've not seen this video neither. But man, I am... Oh, I just want to I don't know whether I feel like jerking off. You know, that's exactly what I'm going to jerk off. I'm a smoking jerk. All right. There we go. Oh, boy. buddy. So, hold on. It's gonna be a little difficult.
Chaos happened again, but it was so bad. Little Jack had to delete what built up. Jack deleted the whole entire thing. But luckily, the part that's the most important, I ended up recording it.
Chill.
That's
Holy shit.
Shit! Oh, fuck. That was not a good idea, folks. Burn my cock. We won't do that.
So Wes
Sorry, I gotta. Hold on, I'll be back. Oh, God damn it. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. The show must continue.
decided it was a good idea to do a live stream again with his little
Y'all know I'm just messing around, right? You know I ain't gonna be jerking off while I'm doing this.
protege, twat, bitch, Jack Epstein. You guys know who I'm talking about. We know already by now. Every time they do a live stream together, crazy shit happens, and this time it's no different. And Jack, he even brought his butt buddy along, the island boy. We all know what they do together, to meet Wes. Well, remember last time, you know, in the live stream, Peggy was at the restaurant with his Joe-san butt buddy bitch, and Joe-san pulled a knife on him, and chaos happened, right? Well, they went back to the same restaurant, all three of them, right? And chaos happened again, but it was so bad, little Jack had to delete the footage, because remember the fight between Wes and the 7-foot monster, how many of us thought it was racially motivated? Well, he probably had to delete this because it's going to affect his court case now even more, because he shows just how racist he can be. Wait until I show you this shit.
And that's where the problem is, folks. This will definitely be used in court.
So like I was saying, Peggy, Jack Epstein, his little butt buddy, the island boy, they decided,
You know, they're all in a room with shirts off and everything. That, you know, even around a bunch of homosexuals there, we don't do that type of stuff. I mean, we just don't.
they wanted to do a live stream yesterday. So they all went over Wes's house, and there was a lot of things that happened in this live stream that I wanted to show you guys, because Wes seemed to really like the island boy. And long story short, I don't want to know what happened between them behind the scenes. But the problem is, you know, I want to show the story and how it built up. Jack deleted the whole entire thing. But luckily, the part that's the most important, I ended up recording it. So you guys remember the fight between Peggy and the 7-foot monster. When he was hitting him with the belt, hitting him on the ground, he was using a lot of racial slurs, the N-word, right? And even the monster talked about it after. And a lot of us in the comments, a lot of us who was watching, were trying to think, you know, is this racially motivated? Because in prison, in some interviews that Wes has done, he said he was part of the Aryan Brotherhood, because he said if you were white and you went to prison in California, automatically you're in the Aryan Brotherhood.
He's about right. That's if you need protection there. But here's the thing, folks. You know, you don't have to join the Aryan Nation if you don't want to. You could just keep to yourself. But if you're going to be staying in there for quite some time, it's best to have some friends.
Brotherhood. So a lot of us thought at the time, you know,
Folks, never put yourself in a situation where you have to do things like that.
Was this racially motivated? So now going back to the live stream, you know, Peggy, Island Boy, Jack Epstein, they're all sitting at dinner. And Island Boy was sitting there talking to his black friend. And Wes thought he was an annoying asshole. So you know what he did? He told his bodyguard, you know, that tough guy, to go handle him.
Right, let me get a seat over. Hey, Alfonso, stop there. Like, get this dude out of here. It's his face and shit. Hey, get out of his face, homie. Hey, dipshit, motherfucker. Get out of his face, dipshit, motherfucker. Shut up, bitch. Get out of his face, Alfonso.
Then you see here, the Island Boy was telling, you know, Wes's tough guy bodyguard, he's saying, listen, this guy's my friend. You know, he's annoying, but he's not gonna do anything bad, right? Well, Wes still doesn't like it, screams over and saying to get rid of him. And then the security guard pushes the poor kid, and Wes spits out a bunch of racial slurs.
Get this the fuck out of here. Fucking dumb motherfucker. Get on his fucking head, dude. Cut your neck, bitch. These people are fucking pussies.
Then, look what Wes says. Look what comes out of this asshole's mouth. He goes, listen, if I would fuck that foot off, it would be like the last time. He's talking about what he did to that poor 7-foot monster.
Like, they swear they can actually do something. Hey, if I fuck that toad off, it'd be so bad like the other one, you know? Yeah. Fucking dumb motherfucker. Fucking stupid fucking dude.
Seriously, was this guy even a threat to begin with? I mean, seriously.
I went to let him take the hand.
Now look what happens. And all hell breaks loose.
Hey, get that fucking pussy out of here. Give a fuck. What, bitch? Say whatever the fuck I want to say. Get that out of here. Bro, everybody's trying to fight me. Give a fuck. What do you want to do about it?
Chill.
Yeah, that's good.
Holy shit.
Why shit doesn't work when everyone acts like
Maybe we go to a different location or what?
So as we were all thinking, you know, in this live stream, like I said, there's a lot of other things that happen. I'm going to try my best to get the full footage. But, I mean, we all thought, was the 7-foot monster thing racially motivated? And Wes, even in live streams before, he spoke, you know, with racial slurs before. This one shows to me a different side. I mean, just to go attack a kid, you know, that you might find annoying.
I mean, the kid was one of the friends of those Island Boys, and he wasn't doing anything. He wasn't a threat. He wasn't annoying him. Look how far he was away from Wes. Seriously. What could, I mean, it was so loud in there. He couldn't probably hear what he was doing to begin with.
Annoying. And then to use those racial slurs against him. I mean, that tells to me a different story and something that may have been connected with his fight and his attack of that poor 7-foot monster. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to see if this ends up affecting this asshole in court.
Just chill.
Hey, Will, you little fanboy.
Roll in, roll in. Come on now. What's up, Jay? What's your name, Doc? I know you're Island Boys, but what's your name? Huh? What's your real name?
Alex.
Alex, nice to meet you, Wes. All I know is about Island Boys. Jack, what's up, Doc?
What's good, man?
You on later, Brick?
Why are you looking
now?
Huh?
Come on, girls, come in. Come in, everyone, come in.
You're much shorter in real life.
I'm 6 foot. How tall are you?
No, I thought no, you're not 6 foot.
Yeah, we're not gonna challenge you.
I didn't see it.
I'm not gonna challenge you. No, I'm not a hater.
I'm that dude. I definitely am close.
I'm not a hater, but I'm
definitely am that.
You're actually 6 foot?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
100%. We're not gonna do that.
I thought you were taller.
And babe, can you do me a favor? You remember that white dress The one that looks like Basic Instinct that I love so much, nice and tight on your legs. Can you wear that for me? Alright, I'm leaving in 5 minutes. And she don't know. With this, I'm gonna look like a monster tonight. She's not gonna be able to resist me from this shit. When I go out with the Sharmuta, my muscles better be pumped before I go out. And I finally found the right product to do it. Click the link in the pinned comment and use my code for up to 15% off. Don't be a bitch. Guys, thanks for watching.
Folks, first off, I didn't burn my cock there, so I'm just messing around. No jerky. I will tell you this right now, and we got some extra footage too. Yes, we do. I forgot about the little extra footage that John Bravo, he may not have gotten it yet, but, you know, Ryan was doing the Lord's work and putting up this beautiful bean footage here and stuff, you know. Where is it at? Where is it at? I mean, seriously, we got these pictures. I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on here. I mean, I really don't. I honestly don't want to know. I really don't. I will tell you this right now is a lot of it's a lot of homoerotic stuff there, you know. Oh, you got more? Yeah, we got 30 minutes. We got time. Father's guns live when he's drunk and thinks he's joking there. Aryan I mean, you don't, you know, when it comes to the Aryan Brotherhood, and I think obviously as a corrections officer I encountered them. You know, just like any other group, they just want to be left alone, you know.
No, tie the goddamn.
You know, and that's the one thing about prison. You just want to be left alone, you know. That's why they get into these groups, so they're not messed with by other gangs, and they're not exploited. But, folks, that's why you should never commit a major crime. Don't just think about the crime in the prison time. Think about where you're going to be.
No, tie the goddamn.
Grace, tie shoes. Grace, tie shoes.
That was so good.
Yes, you got it.
I can't even tie them.
Grace,
I don't do anything by myself. I don't do no.
Obviously, the house is rented because there's no pictures.
Tie the goddamn shoes.
Tight?
What?
Why are you putting your hand on?
Because it's better. Just go. Just tie this side. Yeah, that was so righteously done. Just normal. Like I'm not gonna run. No, tie the.
I mean, we got extra footage here, folks. We got a lot of footage. Lots. I don't know what this is.
So enhance yourself.
I mean, enhance what?
Does any look at his neck? It looks. I mean, he's got that. What is going on with his neck there? I mean, did this mother fuck a giraffe or something? I mean, seriously, look at his neck. What is so special about these island boys anyway? I mean, seriously. That dude is just ugly as sin.
Somehow, you know, which is.
I bet you if you threw holy water on it, you'll start seeing smoke coming up.
This house right.
That is a child of the devil. That is the child of the devil.
That ain't shit. I'm 40 fucking years old. If I didn't take testosterone, my dick would be. So you gotta take testosterone. It doesn't mean you have to overload it. If you look at
in moderation, I'm saying.
If you look at the biggest bodybuilders, they're taking 2 grams of testosterone a week, 4 grams of testosterone a week. Normal people are taking a fucking half gram. But the whole point is if you don't take testosterone in 2025, you're probably pretty fucking stupid. It's basically like, that shit's not.
Oh yeah, we're food, yeah.
But you don't got hot girls, man.
Thank you.
I have only hot girls. I fuck them every night.
I appreciate it.
Every fucking night I post different hot bitches. So trust me. You not follow my page? Every night, Jack, I post hot bitches.
Hand yourself.
I mean, just what? I mean, he must be. I mean, his father must be a giraffe of some type. There, you know. I guarantee that if he walked past a tree, he can eat the apples from it before they fell down. He can just go and he like, look, there's an apple. I'm gonna get it. That's a giraffe neck right there, people. Giraffe.
Beat his ass. Beat his ass. Yeah. Teach him how to win, man. Yo.
Dude, man, why you gotta be pulling your pants down? Yeah, watch this here, folks. Is it normal for you to go take? It's not normal just to take off your shirt in front of people, but just to drop your drawers. You know, do that in prison and see what happens. You're gonna get something up your butt.
Beat his ass. Beat his ass. Yeah. Teach him how to win, man. Yo.
I guarantee that pulling down his pants is a natural movement for him. You know what I mean? That right there, he did it so easily. He must be using the pulling down his pants to his ankles, you know. He may have it mistaken for, you know, another time, you know.
We talk about actual circumference, we're probably pretty even. I'm bigger, so
I don't think so.
I'm bigger, you got less space to fill.
You don't got your legs.
You know, this guy and this guy have very punchable faces. I mean, seriously, they have what you call a punchable face.
I have competition. I got my legs, I got socks, and I got quads. Prison shit in the shoe, done with the fucking just
I respect you. All right.
Said 1904 because that's
I respect you. I respect you.
So count the legs.
Okay.
It's also a natural movement. I mean, folks, let me ask you a question. You're hanging out with your friends. Are you guys pulling your pants down for each other? Even at gay parties, and believe me, as a homosexual, when we all hang out and stuff, we're not pulling our pants down in front of each other. No. We're watching football. We're cooking on the Barbie. But we ain't pulling our pants down. No, Ryan, that's not gay because even gay folks like me don't do stuff like that. That is just weird. You don't go and pull your pants down in front of company. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with these people? I mean, they're just pulling their pants down like it's you don't do that. No.
You don't have any thighs though, but I respect you.
The thing is my shit's gangland.
I respect you. Okay. I respect it.
My shit's all fucking.
Bro, at least you got tattoos. I
like tattoos, but I like him with no tattoos.
What is wrong with these people? You just going. I've never have I been to a party in which you pull down your pants here. All right, you don't do that type of stuff. I've been to plenty of gay bars. I've never seen that done before. That ain't been done at no gay bars or anything. Now I will say this here, folks. Now, since we done with the video, I'm gonna give you this little story. Now, folks, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was a club that was called The Castle. It was nearby 621. But in any event, we're not going to discuss that here. Here's the thing, folks. All right? So, The Castle, very popular club back in the 90s. Straight up gay club, you know, dicks and buttholes and stuff like that. You know, a true 100% and not no mix. It was pure homos and dykes, you know. This was in the time to where there was only 3 letters, LGB, and that was it. There wasn't no T, there wasn't no Q, there wasn't no plus signs, anything like that. Just keeping real talk to you like it is here. So, folks, the great one, wearing my leather pants and leather jacket with my silver chain on, looking like Puff Daddy and the Family. That was a style back in the late 90s. Leather pants, leather baggy pants, leather jacket. chilling. Had the Duke's pomade in the hair, all waved and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Different set of glasses, circular, not square. You know, I'm all looking good. You know, did have the crop shirt to show the abs and everything under that. You know, that was the style back then. So I had a crop shirt, make sure the dudes can see my abs and stuff like that so I can take myself home a Twinkie, you know, or so forth. Just saying. But in any event, you don't need to hear about me wearing a crop top there. You know, in fact, I really shouldn't have told you guys that. But now you done heard it. Your ears, it's gone in your ears and it's never going to come out. All right? In any event, folks, I'm chilling, coming into the castle. That's right, looking like Carlito Caribbean cool. I go up to the bar, I have my drink. At the time, I was drinking Tom Collins. You know, the dance floor was kind of quiet. There wasn't really anything going on, so I went to the lounge section of the castle. You see, the castle had the dance floor section with a bar, and then it had the back where there was a lounge, and there were 2 bathrooms. So I decided to head to the lounge, talk to a couple people, friends and everything like that. I hadn't seen them in a while except for one, which I don't hang out with anymore because he's a filthy Nelly. But in any event, I noticed that there's a huge crowd around the bathroom. The men's bathroom, naturally, because that's where, stuff happens. I see a big line and there's people just crowded around the bathroom, which is kind of unusual. Now, the great one knew that everyone didn't need to take a shit at the same time. You know, people usually goes in cycles and stuff as far as when they need to take a piss and take a dump and everything like that. So the great one pushes his way through, and believe me, I'm still a big dude, and stuff. I can push people to the side. And lo and behold, folks, I look in. Now, I already knew by the scent, and believe me, before I saw what was going on, the first thing I smelled is a very noxious odor of burnt rubber and butthole. It was like burnt dookie, I really. They weren't chaps, they were leather pants here, okay? I'll show you a picture of it in just a minute. Just think, I was looking like Puff Daddy, and I had a crop top shirt there too, tank top, under the jacket and everything, showing my abs and everything, and leather pants. I never had chaps. And I had black high top leather boots too, all right? Any event, let me get back to the story, So I smell, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was smelling burnt rubber and burnt ass. I look in the bathroom, and these 2 nasty, coked out, method out, heroin out queers, one of them is bent over that toilet, and if you've ever been to a bar toilet, it is one of the nastiest things ever. There's crust marks around it. And here's this other guy, he's just shagging him like no other. Obviously, the smell came from the fact that there was no lubricant that was used at the time. It was just raw and rough. Straight up Brokeback Mountain with Heath Ledger and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It was dirty. And I say, hey, what are you 2 doing? And the guy that's up there shagging him didn't even stop shagging him, continued to shag, turns up his head to me, didn't have any real teeth in, obviously taking meth. That's how I knew he had meth. When someone is using a lot of meth, they ain't got that many teeth. Teeth look pretty bad. They look worse than the great ones, which the great one's gonna get fixed with the braces. He looks up to me and says, private party, stay out. I'm like, bitch, are you for real? Do you realize that you are in public? Do you realize that you were in public? And nobody was saying nothing to the bar folks because they wanted to keep watching. I went ahead and walked out of there, and about maybe, 5 minutes later, they went and dragged both of them and threw them out the side door. You see, the lounge had a back door. They just pushed them out there. They ain't even bother asking. Toilet paper and all. It was just nasty. There was little doo-doo streaks and stuff when they were getting pushed out there. You know, they had to get them. It took a while to mop there. You know, they had, fortunately, they had some 409. 409 gets it clean every time, you know. But in any event, folks, yeah, that happened. But in any event, you know, that's the only time I've seen someone's pants down at a gay bar. When I go over and speak company and everything like that, a bunch of other homosexuals, yeah, nobody, we ain't pulling down our pants. I don't drop my pants for no raggedy Anns. Let me say that again one more time. I do not drop my pants for no raggedy Anns. All right? Non-negotiable. You just don't do that in front of people. All right? Let me, hold on a minute. I'll show you. Basically, I look like this. Now I can only show the picture. I can't play the video. Hold on. But I'll show you exactly how I was dressed. Remember, folks, this is the 90s, all right? That's how I was dressed, basically, right there. Let me get a closer picture. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Right here. You know, this is kind of gay. So, in any event, folks, that's how I was dressed back in the 90s. All black, basically. The only difference is I had the crop shirt. So, there you go, folks. But I never wore any chaps, man. Never wore no chaps. But that's how I went to the club back in the day, folks. Looking cool, all right? That's how black folks dressed back in the day. Remember, folks, this is the 90s. Had my car phone, had my Timberland and Magoo in my Honda Prelude, you know. Yeah, I was every black person back in the day, Quick Pump, was dressed like Mace. We wore all black, you know. Sometimes I come to the club still with a business suit on. Didn't wear a tie, just had it popped up like Nature Boy. I was just Ric Flair in, you know. But in any event, let's get some music playing. But folks, get your questions in. If you want to make a donation, you can. Be sure to smash the like button. I mean, it was a different style back then. You know, I was young, dumb, full of cum. But folks, I never wore any actual gay stuff, if you know what I mean. I've never even had anything. The closest thing I've had is a rainbow bracelet, and that's it. One of them little plastic ones. And I didn't wear that for too long. Very unnoticeable, all right? Very discreet, which was under my jacket, all right? I will say that. Now, I did have one of those, whenever I wore shorts, you know, the beach thing was all good, so I did have one of those little white rock anklets there that I wore, along with a big beach necklace and stuff like that. That was also the style as well. But yeah, folks, do I miss those times? Hell no. You want to know why? Because what's done is done, folks. I'm looking forward to now, you know, hanging out with people, you know, smoking cigars at bodas. You know, everyone has their time in life, folks. For you guys in your 20s, it's your time. Enjoy it, all right? Because you will get old one day. It just happens. But it's cool. It's cool. I remember the times. I remember the parties. And essentially speaking, I'm over it. The great one is over with. Did you ever consider being Grimace from McDonald's when you were there, big boy? No. Thanks for the donation, asshole. That's what Vegan Games would say if you had asked him that question. Thanks for the donation, jackass. You ain't donate. But yeah, folks. And that's another thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. Lately, people have been flexing stuff they shouldn't be flexing. People up there flexing their $2,000 Apple phone. Folks, all of them are blocky and square. They don't even have designs anymore. They used to be different designs in my day. You can't flex a phone, folks. I will tell you that right now. How in the world can you flex a phone? Look, this phone is $1,300. This one was $79. Tell me, folks, what is the difference between both phones? They're square pieces of plastic. That's it. If I held two of these phones up, could you tell, without me saying it, could you tell which one was a $1,300 phone and which one was a $79 phone? No. So why in the world would you flex something to where you can't tell one phone from the other? Does that make any bit of sense? Who heard of flexing phones? The only time you could flex phones is back in the 90s when very few people had it. And very few people had a car phone. The great one had a car phone. And the bitches, oh, the bitches. When I'm out there at a traffic light, and I have my car phone up there talking to somebody, talking to my mama probably. I always look, even in my car, back in the 90s, in my Honda Prelude, you know I always got to call mama. And I'm like, Mama, how you doing? How's work today? And the girls be looking like, man, he a baller. I want to suck his dick. That is the only time you could have flexed a phone. Is back in the 90s. You can't flex no phone today. What? Get the F out of here. Thoughts on my cousin's autistic friend? He's not autistic. He's okay. Vegan get pissed when donation said he only had 1-2 partners. Yeah. They're also flexing shoes. I saw that Potbelly Pig Dubs flexing shoes. Well, who cares about flexing shoes? I've seen homeless people wearing $500 shoes because they done stole them. Alright? The great one only needs a pair of leather shoes. Driving loafers, preferably. Alright? You don't need to flex no shoes. You don't need to flex a phone. People are flexing things to where it ain't even a flex no more. Alright? I know, Raw, you're exactly right. Well, poor white trash did that too. But yeah, they used to be flexing those Boost mobile phones. Now, the only other time I could think of is when not even that, when T-Mobile came out with the Sidekick phone. A lot of people were flexing that, but here's the thing, folks. Even when phones were around in the early 2000s, they all looked different. They weren't square rectangular blocks or anything. You know what I mean? They're all square and rectangular now. They all look the same. None of them, you can't tell one apart. Even the ones that are foldable, they are still square rectangles. Alright? People are trying to flex something. If you're going to flex something, basically, folks, you got to flex something that very few people have. And apparently, right now, very few people have some common sense. All right? I can't think of anything that you could flex at this point in time. The flexing is over with. It is done. Period. There is nothing else you could flex. You could flex a car with rims, but we did the same thing 20 years ago. There is nothing left to flex, folks. You can't flex a phone. I can flex your mama. But yeah, folks, you know, seriously. But like I said before, it's your guys' time. Don't try to flex. Just have fun in life. Don't worry about don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Because at the end of the day, folks, the Joneses has that 50-year mortgage payment. And they've ran up and maxed out all their credit cards. And then they in a world of S, basically. I never had a Sidekick or Razor or Blackberry. I worked at Alltel at the time back in early 2000 raw. Now I had a Uniden car phone, and then I had a Quadcom car phone. My first cell phone that was portable was a Nokia. You know, the classic, you know, the very common Nokia brick. And then I started working at Alltel. And Alltel gave all their employees a Motorola 120E. And that thing was indestructible as well. I bought a phone kit. I bought a internet kit to where you plug it in and you plug it into your. So for at least 10 years until 2010, I owned a Motorola 120E. And let me see if I can pull one up. So as far as phones are concerned, this one is the one. This is the longest I ever had a phone. I had this phone for 10 years. Right here. I owned that phone for 10 years, folks. That was my thing. That was my shit right there. This phone here is the longest time I ever had one particular cell phone, and it was the very same phone. And the reason why I was able to have that for 10 years, folks, is they had interchangeable batteries. So when the battery went out, I would simply change out the battery, and that was it. Now I had a rubberized cover to it and stuff. But I had that phone for 10 years. That was my main phone. Why would I care? I had 300 minutes of talk time, which was then raised up eventually to 600 minutes of talk time. And I didn't have to pay anything for it. But I didn't really care as long as I had a phone. I mean, the best phone out there is one you ain't got to pay for. But nowadays, you got to replace a phone every couple of years because you can't take the battery out. And you know what? Phone companies do that stuff on purpose. They want you to buy another phone. They don't want you keeping the phone for 10 years. Nah, I mean, if they still had analog service, folks, I would still have my Motorola 120E. I would still be using it. I mean, it'd be 25 years old. Because here's the thing, folks. All you got to do is change the batteries. I got plenty of stuff here that's 20-some years old that's still running and still that I'm using because you could change out the batteries. Electronics don't really get old, folks. But if you don't put something in your phone and stuff that you can't sell, then they can't sell any phones. So they purposely make the battery to where you can't take it out. They make it difficult to repair, and they do so many updates on it to where they'll slow it down. They're doing that now with the computer operating system. They're purposely slowing down things. Motorola Sidekick, you want to see that? I'll show you the commercial. The commercials were always cool. had style to it, folks. This is when it had style. They just don't no more. And then this is what made this here is pretty much what made the Sidekick sell.
Get up. You're going down, Johnny. Good idea. Order me a drink, This should be fun. There you go.
50 cents.
The new Sidekick. Service starts at $30.
That one commercial, 1 minute, folks, sold. That's what sold these phones, folks. That's what sold those phones. But folks, it is 6:30 p.m. 6:32, and like I said before, I have promised and I have delivered one of the wildest happy hour live streams ever. And Bravo says he's got more to put up. How many nuts did I bust on laptop? No, not really any. Well, quick pump, if you're going to use your 10-year-old laptop, put Linux on it. Put Linux on it and it'll run great. But folks, I am out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the Midnight Run. And as always, peace and soul.